She smuggled babies out in coffins. She was 23 years old. She saved 2,500 children. The Nazis broke both her legs. She never gave up a single name. By the end of this video, you'll understand how one woman pulled off the impossible during humanity's darkest hour. And why for 50 years, the world completely forgot her. Warsaw, 1940. The Nazis have sealed 400,000 Jews into a ghetto. Walls surround the district. Guards watch every entrance. Inside, children are starving in the streets. Disease spreads. Executions happen without warning. The death rate is staggering. A young Polish social worker named Irena Sendler is 29 years old when she makes a choice that will define her life. She applies for a permit to enter the ghetto. Her official reason is inspecting for typhus. The Nazis are terrified of typhus spreading to German troops. This permit is her golden ticket. It's also her cover for something far more dangerous. Irena begins smuggling children out. She's not alone. She finds 30 collaborators. Together they form a network. They recruit foster families on the outside. They forge documents. They create false identities. They plan escape routes through sewers and tunnels and hidden passages. And they develop methods. Methods that sound like they come from a fever dream but were horrifyingly real. They hide babies in toolboxes. They place children in coffins. They sedate toddlers and carry them in burlap sacks. They hide older children in ambulances marked as typhus carriers. They march them through underground tunnels. They move them in the dead of night. Every child has a new name. Every child has a new family waiting. But before any child leaves, Irena sits with the parents. And she tells them the truth. Your child will live. You will almost certainly not survive. Many parents refuse. They can't bear to lose their children. Irena watches mothers make the most devastating choice imaginable. She carries those faces with her for the rest of her life. Here's what makes Irena different from everyone else doing this work. She keeps records. Every single child smuggled out. She writes down their real name. She writes down their fake name. She writes down where they're hidden. She rolls these papers into tiny strips. She places them in jars. She buries these jars under an apple tree in her neighbor's garden. Why does she do this? Because she believes the children will survive. And after the war, they'll want to find their families. These jars are proof. These jars are hope. October 1943. The Gestapo arrives at her apartment. They arrest her. They take her to prison. They torture her. They break both her legs. They beat her until she's barely conscious. They want names. They want to know who her collaborators are. They want to know where the children are hidden. She refuses to tell them anything. They sentence her to death. Her execution is scheduled. She's facing the end. But something miraculous happens. Someone in the Polish underground bribes a German guard with American dollars. The guard marks Irena as executed. He lets her walk into the night. She escapes into the shadows and lives hidden for the rest of the war. When the war ends in 1945, Irena digs up the jars. 2,500 names. 2,500 children who survived because she refused to break. But here's the tragedy. Communist Poland doesn't celebrate her. She worked with the wrong resistance group. The Soviets see her as a threat. She's interrogated. She's harassed. She's slowly erased from official history. She lives in poverty. She works as a nurse. Nobody knows what she did. For 50 years, the world forgets Irena Sendler. 1999. 3 American high school students from Kansas find a footnote about her in a dusty archive. They become obsessed. They write a school play. The play is called Life in a Jar. It's about this obscure Polish woman nobody remembers. The play wins local awards. Newspapers pick it up. A reporter travels to Warsaw. She finds Irena Sendler living in a nursing home. Irena is 89 years old. And for the first time in 50 years, the world learns her name. The interviews begin. The documentaries. The recognition. The honors. She receives the title Righteous Among Nations. Countries celebrate her. Schools teach about her. But Irena says something that stops everyone. I could have done more. This regret will follow me to my death. She saved 2,500 children. And she still believes she didn't do enough. Irena Sendler lived to 98. She died in 2008. The jars under the apple tree survived. The names survived. The evidence that one person, with 30 collaborators, using coffins and false papers and absolute moral conviction, could save 2,500 lives. That's the kind of person history almost erased. That's the kind of person we can never forget again.